Welcome to the second webinar in the series, which provides insights into self-evaluation with a focus on early years practitioners. These insights take account of research and are drawn from inspectors' findings in early learning and care settings, as well as the guidance provided by inspectors to settings to promote improvement. The Quality Framework for Early Years Education Inspection outlines the importance of reflective practice to support professional learning and to inform planning and review for quality improvement. Part 1 of this webinar series introduced the concepts of self-evaluation, reflective practice, and some of the key stakeholders you might engage with regularly through your work. It also provided an overview of a cycle of quality improvement using self-evaluation and explained each of the steps. The purpose of this webinar is to provide a brief overview of the Quality Framework for Early Years Education Inspection and demonstrate how it can promote self-evaluation and review processes. The Quality Framework for Early Years Education Inspection is informed by ASHTR and SHIELTA, our national practice frameworks, and by national and international research. The Quality Framework incorporates the key elements of best practice and illustrates what effective practice in early years education provision looks like. The framework can be used to inform individual and collaborative internal review, reflection, and developmental processes and settings. The Quality Framework categorises provision under 4 broad areas of practice, which are shown now on screen. Each of the 4 areas is broken down into outcome statements and signposts. These clearly illustrate best practice examples and can be used to support collaborative and individual reflection. You can find further information in the Guide to Early Years Education. Details are provided at the end of this webinar. The Quality Framework for Early Years Education Inspections in Early Learning and Care Settings builds on ASHTR and SHIELTA, the national practice frameworks. Both of these are designed to support reflective practice and self-evaluation skills, with the intention of achieving improvement in the quality of provision for learners. The Quality Framework for Early Years Education Inspection promotes skills and processes related to self-evaluation and review through identifying and affirming good practice. As a strength-based approach underpins the inspections, the feedback provided can support settings to recognise and celebrate their strengths and facilitate professional reflection on aspects requiring further development. Acknowledging and advising on self-evaluation and review processes. Inspection reports provide an external perspective on the settings provision. This perspective can be used to complement the internal review processes that support quality improvement in practice. The actions advised included in inspection reports provide important direction for the early learning and care setting to stimulate further improvement. Co-professional engagement with early years practitioners. The inspection process supports co-professional engagement between early years practitioners and the inspector. The inspector's feedback aims to promote professional reflection and self-evaluation so that improved outcomes for children can be supported, recognising children and parents as key stakeholders. The Quality Framework for Early Years Education Inspections makes strong provision for representation of the voice and experience of children. It also recommends that clear two-way channels of communication are fostered between the setting, parents, families, and children. This supports a spirit of partnership, which is essential for creating quality learning environments for young children. Highly effective self-evaluation practices noted by inspectors feature regular and systematic consultation with children and families, For example, to consult with children, the practitioners may regularly engage in discussion with them about their choices and decisions, and pay close attention to their actions. This may happen during small group time based on the children's interests. To consult with parents, the setting may distribute newsletters which provide information and proactively encourage their involvement in review and evaluation of the setting. Outcome 17 in the quality framework provides more detail and information on the indicators of practice related to planning, review and evaluation. There are a number of signposts for practice that you can reflect on by yourself or with your colleagues. Think about each of these signposts in turn and consider the questions on screen. We will now consider how you may involve other stakeholders in your internal evaluation and review processes. We will also suggest some practical strategies that can be applied to your setting. Webinar 1 identified some typical stakeholders in an early learning and care setting. A key benefit of engaging in regular reflection is to promote meaningful engagement with these partners through inclusive decision-making and ongoing interactions. Consultation, when acted upon, is central to quality practice and settings. Both Outcome 17 in the Quality Framework for Early Years Education Inspections and the SHIELTA Standard on Consultation highlight the significance of including all stakeholders in the review process. The framework subsequently outlined the importance of documenting, sharing, and acting upon the outcomes of self-review so that all partners can be involved and informed. First, we will reflect on the importance of co-professional engagement between early years practitioners. This engagement is an essential ingredient in the self-evaluation process. Both the Quality Framework for Early Years Education Inspections and SHIELTA highlight that an ethos of collaboration, professionalism, and teamwork promotes highly effective practice. When practitioners hold regular staff meetings, these provide many opportunities for personal views to be shared and considered. Inspectors note that well-organised staff meetings can be beneficial for sharing learning and for developing practice, especially where practitioners share knowledge from a CPD event. Self-evaluation may occur individually or collaboratively, and practitioners use various strategies to embed the skill of reflection in practice. These strategies include informal discussions, reflective journals, or self-evaluation tools from the ASHA SHIELTA Practice Guide. Additionally, when the expertise within the staff team is recognised, and when each staff member is enabled to apply their skill set, this motivates practitioners, adding to their sense of belonging and professional ownership of practice. In this regard, inspectors note that specific roles may be created for practitioners. For example, they may act as induction mentors to support new staff, or they may use their strengths to mentor colleagues about curriculum planning and observation of children. Are these opportunities offered in your setting? Can you think of ways that this collaborative practice could be enhanced? Co-professional engagement between early years practitioners and external stakeholders such as the inspectorate promotes professional reflection, which is a necessary ingredient in the process of self-evaluation. Inspectors note that early years education inspections promote reflection on practice, especially at the feedback meeting. Other external supports are being used to promote quality improvement, such as collaborations with a range of mentors and healthcare professionals. For example, inspectors note that early years practitioners develop visual strategies such as interactive displays, following engagement with mentors and parents to support communication in an inclusive environment. We will now look at how children can be consulted and involved in the process of self-evaluation for quality improvement. As we have noted, The quality framework for early years education inspections makes strong provision for the voice of the child to be included as a central component in self-evaluation processes. Children need to be frequently consulted on matters affecting them, and very importantly, the outcomes of the consultation need to be acted upon. Of course, certain decisions are made by the adult alone based on their extensive knowledge of the child and their desire to nurture the child's well-being and safety. However, early years practitioners can gather information about a child's preferences and ideas through skillful observation and by providing opportunities for them to share their thoughts on matters which affect them. For example, how they like to have snack time, what toys they might like to use in the outdoors, what books they would like in the book area. In some high-quality settings, voting systems are used to encourage the children to choose between activities and to develop the skill of negotiation. For example, children may vote on their preferred choice of physical activity or on the location of a particular outing. Can you think about how observations of children at play or how conversations with them have supported you to make meaningful changes to your practice? Are children's views or preferences respected and incorporated into the activities on offer? Or in any changes made to the learning environment in your setting? Consultation with children requires practitioners to actively listen and to use natural opportunities to tune into children's body language and highlighted preferences. Children are natural observers with creative ideas and many valuable perspectives of the world, and their ideas need to be incorporated into the self-evaluation and planning processes. Where this happens, inspectors note that children gain a stronger sense of identity as they realise that their thoughts and ideas have been considered and used to improve learning experiences. Early years practitioners can observe children at play and note their unique ideas, choices and preferences. They can use their observations as part of the self-evaluation process. These observations could be used subsequently to initiate conversations with the children, to explore what they know about a particular topic and how the practitioner could support their learning and choices further. The child's voice can be recorded as part of planning for improvement, or children can use visual representations to depict their thoughts, ideas and preferences. Resources from the Associated Practice Guide will assist you as you promote consultation with children. Adopting a culture of consultation with children requires commitment and a reflective approach. It is a skill that is nurtured over time. Consultation needs to be gentle and should not invade the children's space. We must respect that the child does not have to contribute at all times and has the right to be silent. We will now move on to consider consultation with parents, an important aspect of reflection and self-evaluation. Both the Quality Framework for Early Years Education Inspection and SHIELTA highlight the importance of regularly consulting with and involving parents during self-review processes and using this information to support individual children's learning and development and to inform plans for quality improvement. Children benefit when parents and early years practitioners work together. It is vitally important for settings to implement a range of strategies that support two-way communication with parents. In high-quality early learning and care settings, inspectors often find that parents are encouraged to participate right from the beginning of their child's journey in education. When the child registers, the practitioners will initially consult with parents around information to support the child's transition into the setting, and also to seek their expectations of their children's learning. Additional strategies that are often used include information evenings, the distribution of questionnaires at different points during the year, ongoing open conversations, and inviting regular feedback from parents to garner their views on provision. Practitioners can make effective use of the responses to inform the planning of improvement practices. Where high-quality communication is noted, inspectors find that the setting has created innovative ways to support families who speak English as an additional language. These include visual displays, photographs, videos, information leaflets and questionnaires produced in the home languages of the families. This supports informed understanding about the children's learning experiences. Take a moment to think about the strategies you use to encourage all parents to contribute and share their opinions. How does this happen? Is it formal, informal, or both? Who ensures that their views are acted upon? How are the outcomes of the evaluation and the practice development shared with all parents? To support parental involvement, inspectors note that some settings consult with parents on an ongoing basis and share ideas about upcoming topics based on the children's interests. Parents can provide a deep insight into their child as a learner and the various activities they undertake. This provides practitioners with valuable information on the children's learning experiences and achievements. Research indicates that genuine partnerships with parents are established when families are valued as informed contributors. There are many tools contained in the Aistir Practice Guide that will promote reflection around building partnerships with parents. Here is a list of further information and resources which we think may support you to develop the process of self-evaluation in your early learning and care setting. This brings us to the close of this webinar, and we would like to thank you for listening. We hope it provides helpful advice. If you have direct queries or comments arising from your engagement with this webinar, please use the dedicated email address provided to send your comments to us on insights_info@education.gov.ie. Thank you.